Hi, I'm Mark Curley. I'm back with another How to Draw video, and we're going to be working on drawing hair today. I've pretty much drawn everything except the hair on these two characters, and I've done a lot of videos lately where I'm doing fairly complicated stuff. I want to slow down and try to get back to basics on this one and do a kind of line-by-line thing. So here we go. I'm going to start by lightly indicating areas where I plan to put the hair. Now, one of the key things that I notice is that you like to have a lot of hair coming down sometimes, but you don't want it to block the eyes. So you tend to have a space of hair that comes down between the eyes. This happens a lot anyway. And let me just say that, you know, even if I end up titling this thing How to Draw Hair, there are hundreds of ways of drawing hair, so this is, I do not propose that this is the way, or even a particularly good way of doing it, but this is my way of doing one style of hair. So anyway, I indicated the lines here to sort of get going on where the hair is going to fall. Notice that I tend to have one line coming down on this side. It's almost like an M shape, you know, is what's happening here, but I don't want it to be too much of an M, so I'm adding in another bit of hair here. I want the hair to come up off the head and not really be parted to one side, but these lines here are kind of indicating something of a part. It goes up and starts to come back down again, and I'm just going to do a few of these. This is the rough line work. I'm doing it with my black pencil because I want it to show up in the video. But normally I might do this stuff with more erasable pencil. Anyway, so I've got some lines at the top to show where the hair is going to come down. I often find that when I come down here, I like to sort of create an angle of the hair that drops down, just a slight angle as it comes down here. Now, maybe the most important part is to get a number of strands of hair coming off in a variety of directions. These hairs are coming out here. I'm going to go ahead and do like two that are coming off to the side here. Balance that out by having another, you know, maybe big chunk coming out over here. Then I always like to add a few. You saw that I had already indicated the ears here. I don't want to completely have the ears showing here. I might have them partially obscured by the hair. But just see the lower part. But I always like to add in a few hairs here in the back that are kind of coming off the back of the head. Even this is supposed to be a male character. I can see the comments now. That dude looks like a girl. And he sort of does, I admit it. As they often do in Japanese manga. In any case, I have fun here at the bottom adding lots of little strands of hair to kind of complete the picture. Let me go ahead and turn these into final lines. And let me just say a word here about speed of moving the pen or pencil when you're drawing hair. And I think a lot of people pick up on this, that to make the hair look like real manga hair, a lot of times you need to be moving that pencil pretty quickly. So notice how I kind of will move my pencil into position where I want it to be and then just dash it in there almost as fast as I can. I'm not saying anyone has to do this, but it does create a liveliness of line when your pen or pencil just kind of shoots across the surface there. Well, I think I've gotten pretty far along with the way I want this hair to be. Let me just sort of indicate lightly where some highlights might go here. If you want this guy to have shiny hair, I tend to indicate that. And then I go back in with, this is just a medium Dixon Ticonderoga, and I'm just going to shade in here just to show you the use of these highlights, that if you kind of rope off some white areas on the hair that you don't color in, it ends up looking like light kind of glinting off the hair. Now I'm doing this drawing of the hair all real time I can kind of sense already that I'm not going to be able to do that for the second one. I'm probably going to have to time-lapse that one. But I wanted to do at least one video that was a little more slowed down, so that people can kind of follow along in a line-by-line way. Although, you know, I'm not a big believer in line-by-line teaching, because, you know, you're teaching one way of drawing if you do it that way. Hopefully with my videos you get the idea that these are sort of general lessons that you can hopefully apply and mix with your way of drawing if you want to. So anyway, I think I've probably gone about as far as I want to with this guy's hair over here. Notice, though, I'll just quickly say with the shading, it's helpful to get these areas back here a little darker, areas near the bottom, to kind of create a feeling of depth. But in the interest of saving time, I think I'll stop on this one. And for this one, I'm going to kick it all into time-lapse, but then come back after I'm done to tell you how I did it. Okay, well, I think I probably have enough time to at least slow down and do the shading in real time. Let me talk a little bit about this. This is drawing of Miki, the main character from my manga series, Miki Falls. When I draw her hair, I'm very careful about getting this upper line here to follow the shape of the head, but just to very slightly indicate a parting of the hair here at the top. I find that when I get too exaggerated with that she gets this sort of helmet head kind of look, so I have to be very careful about that, I find. In any case, having got that out of the way, putting in all the rest of this hair, for me, it has become easier and easier over time because I've drawn this character so many times. But let me say a little bit about how I do that. Her hair is sort of like bangs, I guess, in a way. They tend to come in towards the center, the lines curving this way and then curving back as you get away or toward the other side of the head. I always have this sort of, not always, but a lot of the times have this dramatic wind carrying Miki's hair off to one side or another. So I have fun with that, getting the hair to kind of blow off. And like I said here, that it's fun to get different directions. This hair's going in this direction, this hair's going in that direction. So you may play around with that with your characters, giving different directions to different parts of the hair. In any case, I want to make sure that I don't completely run out of time, but notice how I'm doing the same thing like I did over here, adding extra darkness down here near the bottom of the head. Helps make things a little more 3D. And here's a little trick. If you want this highlight to pop, get a little dark area here just below it. That'll make that shine really come across. And maybe if you want, you can also darken things up a little at the very top. All of this in the interests of making it look more rounded in 3D. In any case, just to make sure that I don't run out of time, I'm probably going to have to wrap things up here. And thank you once again for watching my videos. I really can't believe I've reached a milestone of like 2,000 almost subscribers now. Thank you so much, all of you, for subscribing. And thanks to anyone who gets my books. Let me just go ahead and bring them out here, as I generally do at the end of my video. Miki Falls Spring is the first book, followed by Miki Falls Summer, and then Miki Falls Autumn. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. Thanks again for watching my videos. I'll be back with another one real soon.